Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Wanted to show off this game. I caught it on sale at a store for $14.99, and I had a $10 coupon, I guess you'd say. So I could not pass this up for that price after I looked at it online and researched it. So I am interested in games that do something a little different and unique. And for instance, like King of Tokyo, it kind of uses the Yahtzee mechanic and does something kind of neat with it. This one uses the Mancala system. And I watched a tutorial about it, and I watched a bit of a playthrough of it, and just looks so cool. The instruction booklet looks pretty good. It's got a breakdown of all the different knights and their abilities, how they work, and yeah, it's pretty cool. Look at this though. This was something I was pleasantly surprised at. Look at those big chunky wood pieces. Look at that. Those are nice. And of course you have castles or outposts or something, then you have little houses and settlements in each of the player colors. And it's strange, they got 3 bags of those. Oh, and these are like churches. They look more like a church. You can see the steeple or bell tower or something. So that's really cool. There's an extra bag. Your typical little hex barrels, if you will. More bags. Great. Look at that. Look at that. More than enough. I won't need that many. And look at these cool tokens. Nice thick chunky wood to represent your cavalry units or your generals. That is just too cool looking. And even at $15, I was like, oh, this is a game I'm going to try out for that price. But then, like I said, with my coupon, I had to. So these are the individual player boards. Nice and thick. Look at that. And very legible. Let me see if I can focus just a little better while I'm zooming in here for you. Very legible. The only thing that's not super great is some of the cursive is a little hard to see from a distance. But up close here, like if I'm looking on the screen, it's not too bad, or if I'm looking here in person. But that is pretty cool. There you go. Come out nice and clean. Again, nice and thick. Look at that. Nice and thick. Good quality. Good quality. These are your knights. Again, a lot of the modern big expensive games, they don't have this nice of thick token board. So everything here looks really good. And got a bunch of coins. Those are still really thick even though they're small. Nice. And I think those might be victory points. So I think it has a victory point system similar to games like Race for the Galaxy, Row for the Galaxy, stuff like that. I've got a game or two myself where you have a set number of pool of victory points, and when that's reached, that'll trigger the end of the game. That's one of the triggers for the end of the game. Now you can acquire more than that, but then the pool, you just, that is a trigger. So you set those aside. Got this board, and the board is nice and thick also. it even this part doesn't feel flimsy like some do when they flop open. Part of that is probably because it is a smaller board. It is dual-sided. So this side here looks like 4 players or 3 players. Need to zoom back out a little bit now. There we go. All right. And this side for 2 players. Pretty cool. I'm going to punch some of this out and mess with it a little bit and look around. Now the box is kind of just empty and everything's just kind of left loose in there. It's not a huge deal. I've got, the way I bag stuff, I've got a small bag and 3 large bags left over. Plenty of space. I put the, I guess the round token there. Smaller tokens, victory points, and then these. Got all the knights here. And I do want to say, I'm not really a huge fan of light green colors. I don't know, I like the darker greens. I don't like the neon-y. And I'm not a real huge fan of orange, but this is like a reddish orange in person. It's strange and it looks good. And I'm sure that these are so colorblind friendly that this is awesome. And these are going to show up on the board a lot better than say a darker green. And then you got purple, and then you got this, I don't know, it's not exactly blue. Really cool. I do like the color choices. Now this is not dual layered, but these are nice and chunky. So as long as you don't knock the board too hard, you should be fine. Oops, this would actually go there. And do we have different buildings? Yes. These are similar from a glance, but from a distance. But you can see this looks more like a little Colosseum column type building, Parthenon style, and this looks more like a barn. But like I said, it's a Mancala system. So for instance, if I want to take this action, there's 3 tokens there. So that would be a power of 3, and then I would go 1, 2, 3 to build up those. And if you upgrade this later, then see now it has 2 options. And so for instance, if I had 3 here and I want to take that action, I could do 3 and 0, 2 and 1, 1 and 2, or 0 and 3. I get to choose. But you do like all of this one, then all of this one, or all of this one. You can't go back and forth, but still you get to split it. Gives you more options. It's pretty cool. And I really thought that was pretty neat, the way they were doing that to incorporate it into the game. And the one thing I was concerned about, and it is a little bit, is this is a little loose and a little fiddly, and I was afraid about knocking these around. So I may look into trying to come up with my own way of securing that a little better in the future. Don't know. It won't be anytime soon. But if I do that, I might also look at doing some sort of better storage for this. And if I do that, I will make a video just to give people ideas of what I did in case they wanted to do something similar. But you can see that everything goes in and fits pretty well. I think I'll stick those right there. They should fit fine. And since everything's loose in there anyway, you can set it down or up on your shelf. It should work. Oops, I forgot I had not bagged these up yet. So that is 1 less bag. So 2 large and 1 small is what I had left over. But I just wanted to show that off. I'm really excited. Crusaders, Thou Will Be Done. And that is a look at what you get for what you pay.